Now to discuss the first topic of the day, and we are going to talk about mobile technology here in Egypt and the Middle East in general. A very important segment now. It is becoming very essential, part and parcel of our daily life, and it is not just the benefit of personal use but also the wide benefit in projects and business opportunities here in Egypt. To know more about it, we are very delighted to have with us Mr. Eng.Olaf Krahmer. He is communication system expert. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. I'm excited to be with you, and thank you for taking the time.
Thank
and
you.
Talking about mobility is something which I think is relevant to all of us. Like, what would we do without mobility?
Exactly.
Like, we can probably, some of us still remember the times when there were no mobile connectivities, no mobile phones, or even some of the mobile phones which were this big attached to a car. But technology has advanced. If I just think about this morning on the way to the studio here, first thing I did, I pulled out my mobile and checked BioLuck. Which way do I go? BioLuck is a service which allows you to see which route in Cairo is busy and which is free. So I could very easily see I avoid the 6th of October bridge, I go around the Daeri, the ring road, and then the next thing I did when I got into the car, I had my iPad where I saw the map of the city, and then I can see in real time where I am and where I need to go. So it's technology where even if you go to places where you've never been before, all of a sudden you're an expert. You know how to get from where to where. And it's really the mobile technology which allows you to do that. Because you are out and about, you're not always connected to the internet. And it's really the information that you want to be connected to, and it's the information which makes it useful. Mobile phones are no longer used just to make phone calls.
Exactly.
You use data more and more. And it's really the data, and the example I just used shows that it's very relevant and that it improves your life.
Okay. So Krahmer, let's start from the end. What is the latest breakthrough in mobile information, in mobile technology?
I think there's different trends going on. One is on the devices side, and one is also on just the sheer number of the traffic that's being used. If we start with the devices, there are obviously, everyone is aware of tablets now. So tablets as a mobile device where you really have lots of data that you can consume at the same time. And the phone call over it is not really that relevant anymore. You still use, obviously, mobile phones. And for those devices, I remember I recently gave a speech about innovation. And those that have used tablets know that if you see a map or something, if you want to zoom in, you put two fingers on the map and then you expand them, and then you expect that you zoom in, right? So this was like a few years ago. We didn't know the concept.
We had the same idea. We had the same idea in the movie Minor Report by Tom Cruise.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, it was the beginning, and we said, what are they?
Yeah, what are they doing?
Yes,
right?
what are they doing?
That was science fiction.
Yes, it was at the time. It was.
So now it's being taken for granted. Now sometimes you see little kids. I saw a little kid in front of a store. There was a TV, a regular television, and the kid, probably 3 years old, did this on the television screen, and nothing happened, and was disappointed. So from the moment, and most of us still remember when it was the first time we did this, right? It was memorable, and we said, wow, this is cool. Now it's
How did you know that?
Well, it happened to me. Like when I still remember where I was when I did this, and now it's just taken for granted. And it's with so many different parts of the technology, which is all coming together. And it's on the one side, it's on the devices side. On the other side, it's the connectivity. Now we do expect that we have internet connection everywhere.
Mr. Krahmer, the mobile technology industry is growing here in Egypt in particular. So I want to know from you, how do you see investment opportunities in this very essential segment here in the country? And how do you expect it to grow in the future? How do you expect it to provide business opportunities and job opportunities?
So there are, if you just look at the number of devices in the Middle East and Africa, right now we have about 1 billion devices. And that's mobile devices connected to the internet. 1 billion, that's a large number. But within the next 5 years, we expect that to double. So there will be 2 billion devices. So it's quite a growth, and with that there are a number of benefits. Like the applications, some of them I mentioned, there will be many more applications, and some of those applications will be developed in Egypt. because now we have the platform. It is very easy to write applications in Arabic to make it accessible to many people, like Biolak. It was an invention in Egypt to create something. Now a lot of people are using it. You can have, if you want to, advertisement on it and creating revenue streams and so on. For businesses, the ability to be connected anywhere you are is important. For me as a business person, I cannot imagine being somewhere without being connected. Now what I expect is that I take my device, even my personal device, to my company, and I expect to be able to use that device and be productive, to have access to all the company resources, to the data and everything I need. So the challenge we have for the IT organization in companies is that in the past they said, well, it's dangerous, there's a security risk. I cannot really control what data goes in and out. And at the beginning, some companies said, I don't want to have Facebook, and some actually blocked Facebook. But really what the world has evolved to is, rather than trying to block that and trying to stop that from happening, is really to embrace it and saying, what technologies do you need to implement in an organization that allows your employees to use those devices and be productive? And so this alone will create a lot of jobs, because the effectiveness goes beyond the realm of the workplace. You can be effective anywhere now.
Exactly.
This actually allows also new types of jobs. If you think about
women, for example, mothers.
Mothers, very good idea. Very good example. If you think about mothers who want to work, for example, in a call center, and they might not be able to physically go to the call center.
Yeah.
If they want to work at home, now the technology is there that physically they can be at home, but they can be part of a call center operation.
Convene a meeting, make decisions, everything.
Everything is now independent on work. So work is no longer a place, work is an activity. So, and that is the example of the stay-at-home mom being able to work from home, often through mobile technology. So there are many, many different technologies that have evolved, which really add to each other and which help to grow all the different verticals.
Okay, this is very much related to my next question to you, which is, in addition to a creation of job opportunities, in what other ways can mobile technology boost the economy and open the horizon for more economic development and growth?
I think it is an enabling technology. So there is one, growing the mobile networks itself will create jobs, because new cell phone towers need to be built. There are new technologies called 4G, which enable faster speeds to the mobile devices. So there is a whole industry behind it of suppliers and service providers which will work together in improving the mobile infrastructure. And that's a huge task. If you think about, and the reason that this is required is the enormous amount of data that will be required to be transmitted across the networks. We expect that the amount of mobile data, not just talking on the phone, but really the mobile data, will double every single year, or more than double, over the next 5 years. So that's a growth of about 36-fold from 2011 to 2016, 36-fold. So if you think about that, how much that's adding, and then
it's
the question
creating an
is,
industry. It's
yes,
creating an industry.
it's creating an industry, and so there's job creation around that, but also the enabling factor. Now, if you look at what is driving the mobile traffic growth, to a large degree, it's video, which might be surprising to many. Today, we have already 48